Good evening to all. Myself, Dr. K. Pungodi, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Director, Center for Construction Methods and Materials, SR University, Warangal. Today's class, we will see about the bar bending schedule for the slab. Slabs mainly divided into two types based on the reinforcement and the size of the slab. It is divided into one-way slab and two-way slab. One-way slab means one side the main bar will be provided and another side the distribution bars will be provided. Two-way slab means both side the main bars only will be provided. So here the directions are called as LX and LY. So here one-way slab, the deflection will be only one side, but a two-way slab the deflection will be both side, and the central deflection will be much more when compared with the one-way slab. So here we will see about that what is bar bending schedule, why bar bending schedule is needed, what are the different types of reinforcement which are used at the slab, how the cutting length can be calculated, then from the cutting length and the total length how the weight can be calculated. Based on the weight, how the total quantity of the reinforcements and total length of the reinforcements can be calculated. Based on that, we are able to arrive the total cost for the cost of the reinforcement for the particular slab. So here one-way slab, two-way slab are much more important than remaining slabs, and the remaining types are waffle slab, flat slab, hollow core slab, waffle deck slab. So here flat slab means beams are not there, slabs and columns will be directly attached with it, so that it is called as flat slab. Then waffle slab, the columns are eliminated so that the area we are able to get that solid areas, so it can be very useful for the auditoriums and big seminar halls like that. Then waffle slab, the it is somewhat different. Here hollow core slab will be there. Hollow core slab are used to reduce the quantity of the materials, and buffled deck slabs are used to control the temperature variations of the inside of the structure. So here the learning outcomes are, after watching this video, you are able to learn about the components of the slab reinforcement, how the reinforcement details can be read out, then cutting length calculations, then number of bars, how it can be calculated in both the directions based on the spacings between center to center distance between the rods, then quantity of the steel, then based on that we are able to prepare the bar bending schedule. So here what is bar bending schedule means, it gives the detailed list of reinforcement which shows the bar mark, diameter, shape, length, number of bars, total length, weight. So here bar mark indicates that exactly where it can be located. So here it may be of edge bar or center bar or additional bar, like that the locations will be there. So at slab, bar mark means it may be of bottom rod or top rod or corner rod or crank rod, like that different names are there. So it will be clearly indicated that where it will be located. Then diameter of the bar, it may be of 10 mm, 12 mm, like that. Normally for slab we are not going beyond the 12 mm dia rods, so either it may be of 10 mm or 12 mm. And as main reinforcement, then for distribution rods normally we are using 8 mm or 10 mm, like that. Then shape of the rods, shape of the rod, either both side cranked or one side only cranked, or edges are hooked, whatever may be. So what is the shape of the bar? Then length of the bar, length of the bar is based upon the uh, size of the slab. Size of the slab, if it is normally the room sizes are in a residential building, it is 3 meter or 5 meter or 10 meter, like that, but one rod length will be 12 meter. but we are not able to calculate like that. Based upon the schedule, we have to decide that what is the total length of the bar needed for a slab. Then based on the number of bars and the total length and the diameter of the bar, we are able to calculate the total weight of the bar which is needed for the slab reinforcement. Then based on that, we are able to calculate the total quantity and the total cost of the reinforcement which is needed for the slab reinforcement. So here, reinforcement in RCC slab, the different rods are main reinforcement, distribution reinforcement, extra top rods, corner reinforcement if needed, then development length, after that cover. So main reinforcement, it is different from one-way slab and two-way slab based on the direction. Then distribution reinforcement, it is specifically for the one-way slab. Then extra top bars are provided only at the two-way slab. Then corner reinforcement also provided at the two-way slab. Development length, it will be provided. It is needed whenever the additional rods are there for overlapping also. So after that, cover is very important for any structural element, either it may be of slab, beam, column or footing. Since based on the cover only, the durability of the structures will vary. So for cover, what is the normal thickness? As per the IS code, we must know that specifically it is mentioned or not, we have to notice. If it is not mentioned, then we have to provide the minimum 20 mm as cover thickness. Then slab example, one problem we are able to see that slab size of 4.5 by 3.5 meter, thickness of 150 mm, clear cover of 20 mm, main bar 12 mm at 150 mm center to center, distribution bar 10 mm at 200 mm center to center, steel grade FE 500, and calculation. Here longer span is 4.5 meter, shorter span is 3.5 meter, and LY by LX is 1.29. 4.5 by 3.5, we are able to get 1.29, which is less than 2. This is very important. So LY by LX is less than 2 means then it should be designed as a two-way slab. So here instead of that main bar 12 mm and distribution bar 10 mm, we should say that main bar of x direction 12 mm, main bar of y direction 10 mm. Like that, if we are mentioned, then it will be correct. And here, the pictorial representation of the difference between one-way slab and two-way slab. First, come to one-way slab. If Ly by Lx is greater than 2, then load is transferred in only one direction. That direction is shorter span. So where the load is transferred, in that direction only we want to provide the main reinforcement. So here the slab size is 4.5 by 2 meter. The shorter span is 2 meter and the longer span is 4.5 meter. So see here the vertical rods. The vertical rods, red color rods, are this belongs to the span of 2 meter, and the dotted line indicates the distribution rods. So here 4.5 by 2 meter, Ly by Lx ratio if we want to put, then it is more than 2. So it should be designed as one way slab. So main bar along the shorter span and the distribution bars along the longer span, like that we have to provide. So every site engineer, civil engineer or architecture, anyone must know that how the reinforcement will be spreaded over on the slab based on the Ly by Lx ratio. So here the solid line indicates the main bars along shorter span. It carries the main and maximum load. Then dotted lines indicates the distribution bars along the longer span, and it is not carrying any load. It is used for the maintaining the temperature stress and the arrest the shrinkage cracks. So the solid lines indicates the support or beam. So here the key points for one-way slab is Ly by Lx is more than 2. Then main reinforcement is provided along the shorter span. Then distribution bars are provided along the longer span. In the one-way slab, the load transferred is in only one direction. Then come to two-way slab. Two-way slab, Ly by Lx is less than or equal to 2. So here, in this case, the load is transferred in both directions, that is Ly by Lx. And the slab size of 4.5 by 3.5, like that any condition is there, then the ratio will be less than 2. So it should be designed as two-way slab. So here both rods, both sides, it should be considered as main rod only. So the red lines indicates the main bar of direction 1 with the shorter span. Then the green color line indicates the main bar. It is also main bar of the direction 2 along the longer span. So here the red line indicates the main bars direction 1 along shorter span. Then the green line indicates the main bar direction 2 along the longer span. And if additional rods are needed, then only we are going for the distribution rod. Unless otherwise, at a two-way slab, there is no need of distribution rod. Then key points, Ly by Lx is less than or equal to 2. Then main reinforcement is provided in both directions. Load is transferred to all four supporting edges. Then bending occurs at both directions. So the maximum bending will occur at the center and at the corners. Then for one-way slab, the different types of reinforcements are main reinforcements along the shorter span, and it carries the bending moment along the shorter span only. Then large diameter of the rods are provided at the shorter span, and the spacing should be closer one. Then distribution bars placed perpendicular to the main rods. It controls the shrinkage cracks and distribute the loads, and in the smaller diameter it is provided. So, according to the IS 456-2000, the minimum percentage of reinforcement in slab is specified to control the shrinkage and the temperature cracks. The minimum reinforcement in RCC slabs as per IS 456-2000 class 26.5.2.1, the type of reinforcements are mild steel Fe250, HISD bars of Fe415, Fe500, Fe550 and Fe600. For mild steel bars, the minimum percentage of the reinforcement of total cross-sectional area is 0.15 percentage, and HISD bars it is 0.12 percentage. Nowadays, the mild steel is totally obsoleted as the reinforcement bar. So we are using HISD TMT bars of minimum Fe415 grade to Fe600. So we have to consider that 0.12 percentage. So that 0.12 percentage is the minimum percentage of the reinforcement which is used at the slab. But finally, as per the design, if we are providing the reinforcements and after that we are calculating that AST, surely it will be more than 0.12 percentage only. And here uh, we are entered into the problem of size. The slab size is 4.5 by 3.5 meter. So first thing, by not considering anything, we must calculate the slenderness ratio. So here slenderness ratio 4.5 by 3.5, we are able to get less than 2. If it is less than 2, automatically it is two-way simply supported slab. So kindly note that this is very important. So it is two-way slab since the Ly by Lx ratio is less than 2. Okay, so it should be designed as the two-way slab. The calculations everything are based upon the two-way slab. So bar bending schedule also we have to schedule as the two-way slab. Then the remaining data needed are available are thickness is 150 mm, clear cover is 20 mm, main bar 12 mm at 150 mm center to center. Uh, we should not say that distribution bar in the two-way slab. Another main bar in the LY direction, it is 10 mm at 200 mm center to center. Then steel grade is Fe500. So here see that the cross section of the slab, main bar 12 mm at 150 mm center to center, slab thickness is 150 mm, both bottom and top we are providing the clear cover of 20 mm. So the type of slab is two-way simply supported slab. So slab is supported on all four sides, load is transferred in both directions, that is LX and LY. So here along sorter span, that is X direction, the main bars it is in red color, and another one Y direction, that is also main bars along the longer span, that rods are indicated in the green color. So the reinforcement details, main reinforcement in X direction, it is 12 mm dia bars at 150 mm center to center distance, that is along the sorter span. So here, if we want to take that shorter span direction, then the lengthiest one we are able to get, that is the 4.5 meter. Then another main reinforcement in the another direction, that is the another direction is 10 mm dia of 200 mm center to center. It is along the longer span, that is 3.5 meter direction, and clear cover of all the sides it is 20 mm. So the nodes are concrete grade to be assumed, normally M20 grade, then steel grade is FE 500. All dimensions are in meters unless otherwise if it is specified. Then bar bending schedule will be prepared for the as the main bars and the of X direction and Y direction. So like that, if we are calculating, then the bar bending schedule for the slab will be over. Before that, we have to consider that any corner reinforcements are provided, extra top reinforcements are provided, then what is the size of the rods, then any overlapping is there, then overlapping is there means then what is the how much extra rods are needed, like that also we have to consider. So here, the effective dimensions, effective length is 4,500 minus 2 of 20. That will be 4,460 mm. Then effective width 3,500 of minus 40. Then we are able to get 3,460 mm. And the number of main bars. So here the effective length we have to consider the smaller one, that is 3,500 only. So for that, width divided by spacing divided by plus 1 we are able to get the number of bars. So number of bars at 3,500 direction is 3,460, since that is the effective length, divided by 150, that is the center to center distance of the reinforcements, plus 1, then we are able to get 24 number of bars. Then cutting length of the main bar. Cutting length is equal to effective length, that is equal to 4,460 mm. And if development length needed, then it should be also added. Then here number of distribution rods, already we calculated that 24 bars. So total length of the main bar for 4,460 mm as the effective length, that is 24 into 4.46 meter. Then we are able to get 107.04 meter. So one length of bar that indicates that needs 12 meter. So 107.04 divided by 12 will give the number of rods needed. Then cutting length in the another direction, that is 3,460 mm. It is equal to 3.46 meter. So then and there the unit conversions also to be considered. The total length is 24 into 3.46. We are able to get that 83.04 meter as the total length in the another direction. Then unit weight formula, we know the standard formula to calculate the weight of the reinforcement, that is d squared by 162, where d is the diameter of the bar. So here weight of the main bars in one direction, the as diameter is 12 mm, the unit weight will be 12 squared by 162. Then we are able to get 0.9 kg per meter. Then steel weight will be 107.04 into 0.9. We are able to get 95 kg in the main shorter span. Then in the longer span, the diameter is 10 mm. unit weight 100 divided by 162, so we are able to get 0.617 kg per meter. So that steel weight will be 83.04 of 0.617, then we are able to get 51.24 kg. So by combining 95 and 50, 95.16 and 51.24, we are able to get the total weight. And here the total steel is main direction, main steel 95.16 kg, distribution rod 51.24 kg, so total 146.40 kg needed. And development length needed means it is very very important for the anchorage and bond, so that the structural safety is based upon the bond and anchorage, so that the typical value varies from 40 to 50 D. And the cover requirements, it is based upon the IRC in terms of cement concrete roads, IS 456 for the building, and a typical 20 mm we are using. It protects the steel and improves the durability. And bar markings are M1 means main bar, D1 is distribution rod, E1 means extra rods. So this is the standard thing we are maintaining for the slab, either it may be of roof slab or road slab. So here, standard bar welding schedule format. Uh, we start with the serial number, mark, diameter, spacing, length, number of rod, total length, and weight. Then finally, weight is the important one criteria we needed through the bar welding schedule. Then by adding all the weights, we are able to get the total weight of the bars. So in this above problem, main bar, that is M1, diameter is 12 mm, length is 4.46, number of bars needed is 24. So the total length is 107.4, and 107.4 into 24, we are able to, sorry, 107.04. For the total length, we are able to calculate that total weight by d squared by 162, 95.16 kg is still needed. Then for bar of another direction, that is D1, diameter is 10 mm with a spacing of somewhat less spacing. Then length is 3.46 meter only. Number of rods are 24, and the total length is 83.04 meter. Then for that the weight is 51.24 kgs. So the total summary means reinforcement of 91.16 kg, and another direction it is 51.24 kg. So the totally 146.40 kg rod needed for the slab. And the common mistakes that we have to avoid, that is very very important: ignoring cover, wrong spacing, wrong unit weight, wrong number of bars, ignoring development length, checking drawings, check the spacing. We have to check the space twice, then use bar marks, then avoid the wastages, and we have to maintain the records. These things we will see one by one. So what are the common mistakes we are doing while calculating the bar bending schedule? Simply we are ignoring the cover. So here cover should not be ignored or eliminated. Since for cover to slab minimum 20 mm, for beam also 20 mm, and for column and footing 40 mm cover thickness we are using. So the number of bars are more in slabs, that means the bar length will be reduced. And here wrong spacing, that is very very important, since the rods at slab it should be provided as per the one way slab or two-way slab. One-way slab means the main rods should be provided along the shorter span, so that it will able to take the maximum load, since the maximum bending moment will occur in the shorter span direction only. So that things the site engineer must be very clear that which one is the main rod direction and which one is the distribution rod direction in case of one-way slab. Most of the time, this is mismatched. That should be eliminated at site so that the site engineer, the skilled workers, and the quality control people, everyone must know the concept of this slab, which is one-way slab and two-way slab. One-way slab, how the reinforcement can be provided. Two-way slab, how the reinforcement to be provided as per the codal provisions and the directions. So we must know that which one is LX, which one is LY, and is it one-way slab or two-way slab, where the which direction is the main reinforcement to be provided, and which direction the distribution rods are provided, and the distribution rods also in case of one-way slab, it should be provided at top or bottom. That also very important. Most of the time the main reinforcement will be at the top and the distribution rods will be at the bottom. It is not like that. Since the concept of the distribution rods which is provided at the one-way slab is to carry over the thermal stresses instead of the tensile load. So tensile load will be carried out by the main rods. So the main rods at slab where the tensile forces will act means at the bottom only. So that the main rods must be provided first. So it will be at the bottommost, and we have to check the spacing also. So to maintain the spacing of one rod and another rod, the space bars are available, and nowadays the covers also available to maintain the uniform cover thickness around the entire slab. So whatever may be the advanced things are there, everything should be utilized so that we are able to attain the optimization, and the durability will be increased. Unless otherwise, initial days it will be very beautiful, and we thought that as an owner, yes, everything is correct, nice, super like that. But within 6 or 7 years of the duration, if the rods are mismatched, misplaced, then we are able to see that the somewhat bending in the slab. So small bending at the slab also, the aesthetic purpose also it is not at all good, and the structural wise it is too bad condition. Since any phase like that something is there, then it indicates the failure of the slab. So failure of the slab will leads to the failure of the remaining materials, and immediately we have to take care and we have to go for the repair and rehabilitation techniques also. So that is somewhat too difficult. Since at civil engineering point of view, construction is easy, demolition is very tough. Demolition means then it will take cost of 3 or 4 times. Since we have to first vacate that entire building, then after that we have to start the demolition things, then we have to remove the debris, then accidents should not happen during that times. Then after that once again we have to purchase the materials and once again design everything. Then after that we have to construct, then the removed materials should be disposed, and everything is against for the SDG. So here, a wrong spacing and a wrong unit weight. Wrong unit weight, since it is at slab, we are using only 10 and 12 dia rods maximum. So 10 and 12 dia rods, 12 dia rods is mostly the main reinforcement, and 10 dia is the distribution reinforcement. So here 10 12 dia should be placed at the bottommost, and 10 dia should be placed at the topmost in the slab orientation, and it should be tied exactly with the help of the uh, some exact tools. Simply, yes, bars are distributed like that means then it will not able to sit at its original place, since before concreting the reinform that electrical works of electricians are working, Then the concrete people also walking here and there, and if it is not tied out properly, then easily the rods will relocate from their places. So it should be take care of, and we have to avoid the wrong spacing. Then wrong unit weight. Unit weight calculation is very simple. Only one formula, that is d square by 162, that is common throughout the world, and simply we are able to calculate that the unit weight and the length of the rod. Then wrong number of bars. uh, for the this calculation, we must go for the effective length and effective width. Without calculating the effective length and effective width, simply we are go for the number of bars, then it will leads the wrong number of bars. And we are thinking that only one bar, two bar, like that. We are thinking that no, it is very wrong. Since construction is a massive project, and here simple things also leads to the wastage of the material and wastage of the cost. So after that, we have to consider the development length. Most of the places we are ignoring the anchorage and bond and development length. So the development length minimum of 40 to 50 d should be considered, and so that we are able to come for the exact calculations of the reinforcement rods. And the practical tips, we have to check the drawings, we have to check the spacing twice, then we have to use the bar marks and wastages to be avoided. Then may particular thing, the records to be maintained in a practical manner. So finally, thank you. If you found this video is useful, then like, subscribe, share and comment.